Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Women of BSV. Today we have Ethel all the way over in Australia, Diddy, myself, Ruth, and Casey, and we are joined by Morgan Coleman and Daniel Street, who are the co-founders of Lament, and they are also in Australia at the moment, which is rather early in the morning. So thank you guys for all getting up very early and being on the show with us. We're most grateful.
No worries.
Thank you for having us.
So, right with everybody, would you like to introduce?
Well, my name's Daniel. Most people know me already as the CEO of Relica. My Bitcoin story is a bit crazy, as with most people's. So I've been in space since about 2012, and then only really went down the rabbit hole of what Bitcoin was at the end of 2018, when I kind of started to hear about Bitcoin Cash and then Bitcoin SV, and didn't really understand what was going on, and was kind of all about the Craig Aussie man bad. Kind of fell into that till I watched one of Craig's videos. It was his MetaNet presentation that he did. I think it was at the end of it was like November 2018. And I watched that MetaNet presentation. And I'm like, hang on a second. This guy actually knows what he's talking about. There's something more going on here. So anyway, I kind of went down the rabbit hole, started doing a bit more research for about 2 months. And then came to the conclusion that Bitcoin SV was, the original implementation of Bitcoin. And then spoke to my brother, who's our other co-founder, Jeremy Street. Sent him all the information, said, bro, you need to look into all this. This is pretty crazy. And then we both decided to then start building an application on Bitcoin, which was Relica. The website's relica.world. So we were building that for about 2.5 years, which had a key focus on maps as well as the social media aspect. It wasn't until the beginning of this year that I met Morgs, and we kind of came up with the concept of Lament, which is a pay-to-view platform purely for creators. So whereas Relica focused on more the user base and creators, and also the world map, Lament has more of a focus on purely just the creators and the pay-to-view functionalities.
Okay, so let's stop there with you, Daniel, and then let's go over to Morgan, because we can join you because we've got to a point where you've met, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's see how Morgan's little journey went until the point of meeting yourself. Go on, Morgan, over to you.
Yeah, so I actually had my own tech startup in the veterinary space a little while ago. So I founded a company that basically brought the veterinarian to you. We did house calls for dogs and cats. I grew a business from an idea in my head right through the whole grassroots growth there, like process of hanging out in dog parks and getting people to test my service. I grew that from that, those humble beginnings, to when I went 9,000 clients across east coast of Australia, and just shy of $1 million in annual revenue. And then earlier this year, I exited that company and took about 3 or 4 weeks to just go to the beach every day. And I started thinking about, okay, well, what was next? And a mutual friend of ours actually introduced me to Dan. And I have to admit, at the time, I was looking into, the crypto world and things like that, but I was still very, very new to it, still am. And I met Dan. I had some ideas about some other businesses, and we were sitting down over coffee, and I was telling him about them, and he said, mate, you need to have a look at this. And he showed me Relica, and he showed me, and he talked me through BSV and why BSV was the tool that would be, best to use. And when I saw the pay-to-view feature that they had in Relica, I thought, that's really cool, because my wife's a makeup artist, and every time she posts a photo on Instagram, she gets asked, what's the makeup that you use? What's the products, the shade of lipstick, all this sort of stuff. And like, upon reflection, I looked and I saw that she had actually been giving away a lot of content and information for free that is valuable stuff. And she had no way of monetizing those sorts of little bits of content or little bits of information. But when I saw what Dan and Jeremy had built in Relica, I saw that if we just sort of narrowed the focus a bit, made some sort of adjustments to the user experience, that we could really nail that that problem solution fit. And so really my BSV journey started earlier this year. It's been quite the learning experience, but I'm now very much an avid BSV supporter. And whenever anyone starts talking about crypto, I find myself getting fired up about it as well, which is not what I would expect. So that's how I got here with founding Lament with Dan.
Cool.
Fantastic.
It's into the veins. That's it, isn't it? You can't get rid of it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like a book for life, kind of.
You're done. You're cooked.
It's a black hole.
A technical drug going on there, for developers or something. So that's cool. So I'm interested to know though, like basically Relica is kind of a better version of Instagram, is what I always tell people, because you upload a photo and then if you get somebody likes your photo, you actually you can get like 1 cent or 2 cents for somebody actually liking your photo, which, like you say, on Instagram that model isn't available. There's very few people, I think, that are actually earning anything, influencers that actually do earn anything on Instagram. And like you say, a makeup artist as well. I mean, that is a real skill. And people, especially if it's, say, TV or film industry, they pay a lot of money for actually makeup artists to come in and just give you advice and tips and things. So it is a really good way of being able to monetize that content in that respect. So we're at meeting. You're a complete newbie. Welcome to BSV. And we've got a seasoned pro who's been teaching you everything then. So explain what Lament is about then.
So it's a standalone platform that allows creators to earn from their content, and creators of all kinds. So what Lament allows them to do is lock videos, photos, and even the written content behind paywalls we're setting the sort of the bases 5 cents right up to $50. And what it means is that they can embed links into their existing socials or into posts on existing socials and drive people to Lament to be able to actually monetize those sorts of things. So, for example, my wife, when she posts a photo on Instagram, if people want to see the details of the look and all that sort of stuff, they just simply follow the link in the post. It goes straight post in Lament, and they're able to unlock that for as little as 5 cents, depending on what the creator sets the paywall at. We've taken quite a lot from Relica in terms of the monetization opportunities. So it's not just the unlocking that's monetized, that the interactions are monetized as well. And we've got a really exciting pipeline of additional features that will help further just add more revenue streams for a creator on every single post. So, we sort of throw around the word alchemy in that, like, we're not taking lead and turning it to gold, but what we are doing is allowing creators to take posts that they're not getting paid for and turn it into revenue generating assets.
So what is it? I mean, like Relica, what is it? What's the difference in the look and feel of it? Or is that something that you're working on, or are you integrating the two together? And like,
if you can see Relica Relica is Instagram, and Lament as more your Patreon. So Patreon's kind of a platform for creators and for creators to earn, whereas Instagram's a platform for users to post content.
So why did you separate them? It seems like it could have been totally
100% Casey. So we were originally thinking about kind of just pivoting Relica and separating it, but it would have meant kind of almost removing the entire map functionality that we've built out with Relica. So that's kind of our key focus on Relica moving forward. The maps, there'll be a marketplace for maps. There'll be NFTs on the maps to collect, all of that. But then we'd also built this functionality of pay to view within Relica itself. And we saw it going to waste. We're like, all right, let's create a new platform that's purely just pay to view, that also has these, the smaller interactions as well. So we're leaving, Relic is there. Relic is more map based at the moment, and Lament will be more, you pay to view for creators. But what we've done as well, we've built a wallet as well, a wallet for Lament. So there'll be on ramps and off ramps as well. So we wanted to make it experience.
How are the customers paying? Is it with fiat and then like tokens, or is it all BSV?
It's all BSV. So we want to make it as seamless as possible. Like, we think this app is the first one for kind of global adoption, to be honest, because it'll be so seamless with spending and using BSV that people won't even realize. So the wallet within the application, there'll be a top-up function. So you top up with your debit card or credit card. And then you can use your wallet within Lament itself to then interact with creators' content.
So you know how Relic is built into Handcash at the minute? Are you not doing it that way this time?
Say that again, Ruth.
Does it use Handcash at all? Can you log into it with Handcash?
No.
You'll be using the Lament wallet then. So literally you're building your own ecosystem out from a wallet.
I don't mean to interrupt. I was just going to ask, is there anything you can like share your screen and show us? Or I didn't even know you were working on that. But I mean, something to show would be a great time to.
Let me work it out. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to open up we've got the Figma file.
Oh, you do that, Dan. I'll just explain a little bit further. So the reason that we were really fixated on making the use of BSV so seamless is because, I'd come home and I'd be excited about telling my wife about BSV, and I'd just watch her eyes glaze over, and she would just be going, "What is BSV? What are you talking about?" Just adverse to any kind of, digital cash or cryptocurrency or anything like that. And so we wanted to make it so that people didn't even need to know that they were using BSV. And we've got on-ramps for the top 15 fiat currencies in the world. And the best thing is that when you earn on our platform, you can spend that your money immediately. So if you post something, so from my wife as an example, she finishes the wedding that she's just done. She's posting the photo, and she gets 100 purchases at $1. As soon as that's done, she can spend that money to buy her lunch or a coffee on the way home. So they can actually earn the BSV and then spend it in real world transactions immediately.
So we're going to introduce debit cards for creators. So for the first 5,000 creators, we're actually giving them a free debit card. So they can spend their earnings seamlessly. So it goes into their Lament wallet, and they transfer that onto the debit card and can literally spend it instantly in the real world.
So as far as they're concerned, they're just using their whatever debit card, bank account to buy some tokens, and it doesn't really matter to them what the tokens are. In order to maybe put their post up or whatever. And then they're getting paid in those tokens, and then they're going to be able to cash out to their own Lament debit card.
No
So they use
BSV. Is it BSV that's the token?
No, it's just BSV. So they're using
but as far as they're concerned, it could. You know what I mean? Like if you don't know about BSV,
so like these.
From a creator's perspective,
debit MasterCard.
They're just using cash.
So within Lament, we have a wallet, and to load money onto the wallet, you simply use your standard debit card. So just similar to your traditional Visa MasterCard debit card to load funds onto your Lament wallet, and then as a creator, you'll be able to spend your earnings via a Lament debit card. So you're probably familiar with the Relay X debit cards. So we're working with that company who produce those to then produce Lament debit cards for our creators. So the experience for creators as well as users will be as seamless as possible in terms of on-ramps and then off-ramps to be able to spend the money.
Nice. That is so awesome. I'm so happy.
It's awesome because we're literally removing pay cycles. So we are bringing instant cash to the world. So traditional pay-to-view platforms, they got pay cycles anywhere from 7 days to 30 days. So now we're introducing instant cash, which is crazy because people will be able to, post content, earn from it, and then literally go down the store, buy coffee, buy whatever they like, buy handbags, with the cash that they've earned. So
that's you're talking our language,
I think we've done it, girls. I think we've done the first mainstream app.
Yeah, cool.
Because everyone kept on mentioning, what's going to be the app that kind of where people don't even realize they're using Bitcoin. How do we make this go mainstream? And we think we've got it. And I've got the demo as well. The Figma demo. Share my screen.
So Morgan, then. So you've got the 12 seed phrase. Yeah. Is there going to be an easier way to be able to log into a wallet?
To get into your wallet?
Is it going to be like a, Paymail and password kind of thing? Or is it like they're going to be biometrics and stuff on it?
No, you have a password. The 12 seed phase will be like your backup.
How to log in.
So it'll just be like, from a user perspective, what we're going for is just like logging into your Instagram. Except when you log in, you can start earning and you can then spend the money that you've got there. And you can spend it wherever you want. And so, it could be online or it could be down the shops or, you could buy a car with it.
And are there any restrictions? Are there any restrictions for countries at the moment because you said like the top, 20 fiat currencies?
Yeah, the top 15 fiat currencies are supported. So in terms of boundaries of countries, I don't believe so. It's just more around the fiat. So it just doesn't support like sort of more obscure currencies. It's, like USD, Euro, UK pound, those sorts of things.
And that's still a huge swathe of the globe. You're talking about 15 currencies. Because, you've got 30 countries in Europe alone that use the euro, isn't it? Something like that. 20-something maybe.
I'm back.
That's correct. And you can choose what currency you earn in. So when you sign up, you could actually be in a country whose currency is not supported, but you can just start earning in USD or euro if you wanted to, and then spend based on that. And there'd be exchange fees when you actually spend, which you would have to face anyway. But it does give you the ability to start earning,
which is the most important thing. Yeah,
we've explained this. We've explained the the onboarding and the on ramps and the off ramps to a number of people within the Bitcoin space, and even they're confused by the simplicity of it. I think it's the first time something's come along.
Why is it so simple?
It's been so simple, and it literally seamlessly integrates with the existing world so easily that people are like, hang on, how have you done this? And then when they get it, they're like, oh, wow, okay, that's huge. That's really cool.
It's fantastic that Handcash have created this on-ramp. But to do it both ends is really unusual, isn't it? So you've kind of gone the extra mile and closed the loop.
We found that with using some of the third-party wallets, the onboarding experience was kind of being almost taken away from users because it was like, hey, sign up to Relica, but by the way, you need to open this Handcash wallet or this Money Button wallet. And even then, the onboarding process was kind of 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and it was confusing a few people. So we're like, all right, let's build our own wallet, which will also be eventually incorporated into Relica as well. So we're like, let's build a wallet that literally seamlessly kind of allows people to, onboard into Lament within 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, yeah, that's huge. I think Craig Wright's always been talking about BSV as being, or Bitcoin, sorry, being, the plumbing rather than, well, the plumbing as well as, I guess, using BSV. But yeah, that's huge that you've managed to do that. Do you think that you got a lot from, what was the company that RelayX? So were you able to do this because of RelayX's infrastructure that they already had, or?
No, so they used a company called AirPass for their debit cards. So we're in discussions with those guys at the moment, and so they're able to provide the on ramps as well as the off ramps for the debit card program.
I mean, the only thing I would say is that having been through the AirPass process myself, there's a lot of like taking a photograph, with your.
Firstly, do you need to KYC because obviously it's a debit card, and also do you need to pay for the debit card because with RelayX you needed to buy the card? So is that something as well?
We're kind of looking at various options. We do want to do KYC for all our creators. And then in terms of the debit cards, we're looking to give the first 5,000 debit cards away free for creators,
right.
Even as more of a seamless kind of integration. As soon as you introduce a new application to anyone in the world, you say, hey, by the way, you need to pay $30 to purchase this debit card. It's all of a sudden a barrier to entry. So we're trying to, initially at launch, trying to make it as easy as possible to onboard as a creator.
I mean, it's a fantastic, unique selling point, isn't it? To be able to say to people, you can earn immediately and spend immediately. That's a hell of a tagline.
Exactly. And I think the whole concept of having a debit card in your wallet, that you can top up at any time by just kind of posting your creative content on this platform and then introducing your followers to the platform as well is really exciting. It's probably worth noting as well, there's not just ways to earn as a creator, there'll be huge ways to earn as a user as well on the platform. So similar to Relica, where you had your referral code, there'll be a referral code for every user and creator on Lament. So if you onboard other users to Lament and they start spending, then you'll earn a percentage of their spendings on the platform. So there's going to be all types of referrals. So it's exciting. It's exciting because it's almost a platform that encourages users and creators.
Oh yeah.
You want the both sides. And presumably if you can target the really big creators, then they can bring a heck of a lot of people in under them.
Exactly. And we're in discussions with a number of large creators at the moment, and forming partnerships as well, which is exciting.
Cool. Oh yeah, very exciting. I'm so proud to hear all of this. Like the last time we talked, it was just about building onto Relica and everything and helping that and whatnot. And then we saw that kind of get, along with Streamanity, kind of taken over with like the porn look, where the whole homepage just looks like all these half-naked women in these poses and stuff. And I just was like, how do you go to some of these influencers that aren't into that stuff and be like, come put all your content on a platform that has this all over the front page? So is there going to be, a place on your Lament that, shows everyone's content right there on the homepage? And are you going to do something to make it not look like a porn site?
Yeah, 100%. We're kind of going into it with a no porn aspects. We're similar to Patreon, so we're allowing like tasteful nudity, but in terms of like pornography, like OnlyFans, we're not allowing that. we felt like that would have been quite a deterrent for like as a new creator coming onto a platform. It's worth noting as well, the explore screen set out quite differently. So on Relica, the explore screen similar to Instagram, where you've got a number of photos that you can see in the grid. Whereas on Lament, the explore screen is just the users, just the creators that you see their profile. So you see their banner picture, and
most people will know who the creator is that they want to follow anyway, really, I suppose. So it's kind of a self kind of filtering aspect in that respect, because they come in because they want to follow the creator, not really sort of open pictures on a platform sort of thing. More the creator.
And look, it's a benefit of the KYC as well, because at the end of the day, you know, most people can post any type of content on a platform. Whereas if you have a KYC measure in place,
you'd think twice.
You know, and you know that you're seeing the content from that person. Say it's like Kim Kardashian posting content on the platform. It's like, wow, this is actually Kim Kardashian. You know, she's gone through the entire KYC process and all that. I do want to share my screen, so I'm about to share it now because I think I have access, and I'll run you through the demo.
So did you guys build all the UI by yourself, or somebody been helping with the UI so far? Or?
So Jeremy's
been helping.
Yeah. So Jeremy's our back-end developer, and we've had a front-end developer who we've hired, and then obviously our UI UX person's designed everything so far as well. Now, can you see that? Am I sharing?
Yeah. So you're showing us a mobile view, aren't you? So it's got that same kind of scrolling feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah. So this is a mobile view. We're having desktop view built out at the moment as well. So this is Morgs's wife, Katie.
Is that a genuine account? She's already earned $15,000.
No, we haven't launched yet.
We're live, Diddy.
This will be their first day.
So this is the Figma file. So it's the prototype, but this will be the look and feel of Lament. So this is the creator's profile. So we kind of wanted to make it as seamless as possible and familiar as possible as well for creators. So you've got your profile screen there. Let me show you the process of adding a photo. So you simply click create post, crop the photo, and then add the text, set the price, and then choose to lock the image or lock the text or post it as a free post. And then you click post, and then the photo appears there. And then if we go to the home screen, this shows everyone that you're following. So at the moment, so say you're following The Australian, which is the large newspaper in here in Australia. You can unlock the content here below. So it'll be a slide function. So you'll slide to unlock, and then all of a sudden you've unlocked the article.
Cool.
And like this.
Magic mushrooms, nice.
And then this one here is just the concept of unlocking the photo itself. And then you've unlocked it. And so the explore screen, so you're probably no doubt familiar with the Relica explore screen. This will be the explore screen for Lament. So you can search by name, and then here, this will ultimately be the leaderboard as well. So this will have the top creators at the top, and then you can scroll down and see all the other creators on the platform as well. And then you can click into them and choose to follow them. And then they'll then appear on your home screen. And then everyone will have their own wallet as well. So with the wallet, again, as simple as possible.
That is simple, yeah.
Withdraw money. And then for the BSV advocates, there'll be a little settings button here. And then that will have your BSV kind of wallet to send to. And if you want to send the wallet, send your BSV external, it'll give you the option to do that as well. But in terms of simplicity, we wanted to keep it as easy as possible for creators.
Very nice, very slick.
Yeah. So pretty happy with the.
Where's the referral link? Oh, I was going to say that somewhere.
So
in there?
it hasn't been we're building in at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Casey?
To answer your question, Casey, basically, so for example, if you've got a profile and you invite people, when they come to actually see your profile or whatever, or your post, and they sign up, it will automatically go under you. So you don't actually have to put in a referral code when you log in. Like for the first time when you sign up, you don't have to put in a referral code. If you follow somebody's link to a post and you go to interact with that post, you're prompted to sign up. And that moment then is when we capture you under whoever's referral link is applicable.
But I know what you mean, Casey, because in Relica, obviously the referral links in the settings screen.
Well, that was something I was going to ask you about Relica. Yeah. Speaking of that platform, like when you share your referral link, there's no thumbnail that like says what it is. It just says relica.world and in a little rectangle box. So I was going to say you guys should really add something that has like a better thumbnail there to your referral links when you share your Relica referral code.
Oh, really? I swear it said use this referral link to receive.
I tried to share it on Twitter or something the other day. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it was just my computer or something, but it only showed
because it says invite friends.
Yeah, there. That's what I'm talking about. You take that link and you put it like into a Facebook post and don't put anything else. And just that. There's no thumbnail. It's just a box and relica.world. There's no like advertisement that goes along with your referral code. So you'd have to,
Yeah. So we've added that for the tweet function of the Relica referral code. So yeah, we'll have to.
I tried to share it on Facebook the other day, and I was like, that needs something. Because I just was going to throw the link in there real quick and keep going.
Okay.
But
that's it. Yeah, I wonder if Facebook allows that because
I know graph you need, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Twitter allows you to kind of connect with they've got an open source API, so you can connect with them and kind of incorporate that thumbnail that you see in Twitter when you share your Relica. Relica referral link. Whether or not Facebook has it, I don't know, because I know Instagram definitely doesn't. They have a closed API. So I'm imagining Facebook could be similar, but
with Lament though, or no, will it be the same way for that then? Like if you share your link on Facebook, it'll be the same way then for this. You'd have to give like your own picture and your own explanation. There's no like generic thumbnail that you guys have attached to your codes then. Is that what you mean? Will that be the same for?
We're going to have to look into the Facebook share in terms of there being a thumbnail. But it's probably worth mentioning as well, we're going to use shorter URLs.
That's just what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Whether or not you could sort of, do you put the name of the creator in instead of like all the number hashes?
Yeah, correct. The concept will be, your referral link will almost just say like laments.referral/Casey or /Diddy. And then you just send that off to people and then they can click it. And when they click the link, then they're brought to your profile. Yeah.
Can I ask something about onboarding cash? Will you be able to upload funds through credit card as well as PayPal, and like what kind of payment rails will you have available?
So it'll all be debit card. So if you've got a Visa or MasterCard, so we're supporting 15 currencies when we launch, but it'll be all via your debit card.
I'm assuming as well that if that's like with Samsung, you've hooked it up to Samsung Pay or Apple Pay or whatever, you should be able to literally do through Apple Pay or Samsung Pay on your phone then.
Yeah, we've got the means to do that as well with on-ramps. Aeropass actually allow a digital debit card as well, which will soon be incorporated along with the physical debit card.
Oh, cool. So in your wallet, you will be able to use just the online version or the actual physical version as well then, yeah.
Fabulous. And are you storing the videos on chain or the pictures on chain? What are you doing on the back end of this? Is this just a cloud server?
So similar to Relica. I think until BSV scales and it's cheaper and cheaper to kind of store images and then ultimately videos on chain, what we're doing is just storing the hash of the photo on chain as a way of kind of proving, almost identification of the photo. And that way the cost isn't 10 cents or 20 cents to store the photo on chain. Again, another potential barrier to entry for creators. So we're like, all right, let's just store the hash on chain. We'll cover the cost of that, and then uploads will be free for creators within Lament.
Wonderful.
Oh, to add content, it's free.
Yeah. So on Relica at the moment, it's 1 cent to post the photo,
because that's gonna really help the super poor people that want to get started creating content.
Exactly. And look, again, we saw it as just another barrier to entry that we needed to alleviate. Again, if you're a new creator and you go onto the platform, you go to upload content, and it says you need 1 cent or 1 cent to post the photo. All of a sudden, they're like, well, how do I get this 1 cent? Look, they could use their debit card.
Yeah.
Well, I commend your abundant mindset there that is allowing that. Thank you.
Thanks. I think we learned a lot from our time on Relica, with kind of building out a platform and what to do, what needs improvement, and we've kind of packaged that all together on Lament. So then moving forward, Relica will become more about maps and NFTs and a marketplace, as opposed to still have the social media aspect, but opposed to being a place for creators, because that's where Limit comes in, and they'll use that platform.
I still feel like they could totally be integrated, but I love everything that you're doing either way. I just I don't know, in my mind it's like you could do all that stuff on Relica too. I thought you were going to build that out to the video and all that stuff too. So it's just to see how you pivoted in your own mind there from the last time we talked, and in the build out on the products and whatnot that you've got going on.
But I think the main thing was the maps. If we didn't have maps within Relica, then we probably would have pivoted and kind of turned Relica into Lament. But everything we've kind of built so far with maps and what we're planning to integrate as well, we kind of didn't want to almost just push that aside, because the map-based functionality of Relic is pretty exciting. The ability to drop photos anywhere in the world, attach Bitcoin to them, and then collect them. That's cool. But then
sort of a metaverse sort of theme to it, hasn't it?
Exactly. So that was kind of more our focal point with Relica, whereas Lament was like, all right, let's target the almost $100 billion creator market, and allowed them the opportunity to earn big as well. We found that on Relica, as a user, you were earning maybe $5, $10, $20 for content ultimately over a number of months. Whereas on Lament, as a creator, you can come on and earn some quite decent money from the beginning. We've actually got an earnings calculator as well on the landing page. So the landing page is lament.io.
Cool.
So you kind of go there and have a play around with that. But in answer to your question, if you want to take this one, just in terms of the name.
Yeah, we were throwing around ideas around you're minting money, you're minting NFTs, things like that. And how can we incorporate that into the name? And, Mint was taken, Minted was taken, the Mint was taken. So we took a bit of a spin on it and, went with
French
version. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And I think it's important to sort of say, we're in the early beginnings of the business, and a lot that we may or may not change, and the name we're not wed to, but we know that we need to. We're a few weeks away from having a finished product ready for testing, so we're pushing to. We just needed a name, and that was kind of the best one. That
it's nice and short. I think it's a big bonus, honestly.
Yeah, I know my friend gave you a lot of crap about the name Relica, Daniel.
Oh yeah,
he was like, change the name. I was like, anyways, Lament is great. I mean, it's perfect. It makes perfect sense.
Sad, Mm-hmm. So that's important, I think.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop your thread there, Morgan.
Oh no, that was it. I was just So we're launching with Lament, and if we can figure out a better name early on, then we may rebrand. But at the moment, that's the business.
What you're going to run with?
I think the choice of color and stuff is good, because if you targeting maybe a more female-centric market than crypto apps usually do, it's good, and I like the font too. So, yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we figured that a number of the I think it's definitely over 50% of the creator markets are female as well.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to have anything too harsh. We definitely didn't want to go down the path of using the word crypto or BSV within the name, which again, deters people.
Yeah, this is really exciting for content creators, man. I was all excited about just focusing on onboarding, being the person that actually does that part of it and not doing the content creation. But this is almost like, I could actually start creating some content and feel like it's worth my time and energy with a platform like this, instead of like.
Let us have an account, aren't you? Early doors.
Women of BSV. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you'd be worthwhile being part of the 5,000 first sign-ees, because because I've noticed if you sign up late to anything, you don't get the name that you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's
really important as well.
I mean, what about for example, you said the Australian, right? So that's a newspaper. So if it was like the Women of BSV, and say there's 26 of us, but we all put pictures up from different areas in the world, like, would we be able to earn individually but under a group?
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's a good idea. We haven't built that in at the moment. But no, there would just be one Women of BSV account, I guess.
It'd be really cool.
So if you could build something like that,
you could just change your entire model for us.
Well, like on Streamanity, like on Streamanity, if you make a video with multiple people, you can just add their payment in and say they get 10% and just set it right there. It seems like
can you do that? Can you? Is there a possibility? Yeah, but is there a possibility
to answer the question,
to do transaction splitting?
You don't have a paymail to do as individual wallets, so that's probably what the barrier is there, right?
So the short answer is yes, we can do that. We've got in our pipeline sort of similar sort of differences in that plan, but to launch, we're just launching with being able to lock your video, photo, or your actual written content, as well as like earning through the interactions. Cool. We realize that this space is moving very quickly, and there's competitors that have launched on the existing sort of financial system that are using sort of what they call in-app currencies, and they're some of the competitors that Dan was referring to around 7 to 30 day payment cycles, and sort of complex earning structures and things like that. And from a user perspective, when you put in say $5, it might buy you 100 tokens of their in-app currency, but you can never get that 50 tokens out. So if you only spend 50 of their in-app tokens, that's it. You just forfeit the rest. So, there's a bit more risk associated with that from a user perspective, and we see that as more friction. And we're really looking to prove that sort of model as being obsolete, and BSV being the real tool that is actually going to, make revolutionizing, the content creator industry possible, because micropayments aren't necessarily like what is actually going to make it, mainstream. It's the BSV and the seamlessness of that as a tool that we think is going to actually change the game.
Well, and the ability for your global audience to pay you instantly without any concern
exactly.
on that's the
exactly. I was going to say, just the most exciting thing about it is, when I was having this discussion with my friend the other day, who he knows me as, a huge kind of BSV advocate and all that. And then I kind of started explaining to him what Lament was. He's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And then he's like, oh, can I have a look at the demo? And I showed him the demo on the phone. And he's like, oh, so what? You've just gone away from the concept of using BSV. You're no longer into BSV anymore. I'm like,
okay.
It works.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's exactly
works.
what I wanted you to
Exactly.
You've tricked him into thinking that it's
I've
not.
tricked him. No one even realizes. I think one of the things we'll see at the start is with the wallet balance. The wallet balance will obviously fluctuate with the price of BSV. So then we'll eventually incorporate a stable coin into the wallet. So when you load $50 onto the wallet, it doesn't go down to 48 or up to 53. It kind of just remains at $50. And I think once we incorporate that, that's it. You have no idea that you're using BSV. It will literally be you're using a peer-to-peer electronic digital cash. It's exciting.
And so say that I put $5 in. Does it cost much to convert it and convert it back?
1%. 1% in fees. It's going to be super low fees for users to load funds in. To withdraw funds, that's going to be, there's not going to be any fees associated with withdrawing from your Lament wallet onto the debit card to spend.
So there's no real limit for the minimum amount spent, i.e., if you've got $5 on your card, you can use it. If you've got $1 on your card, you can still use it.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's no maximum. That's another thing, is that there's no maximum in terms of how much you can have on your card or how much you can spend through your card. And that was a really big thing for us, in that, we want people to be able to earn a lot from our platform, and then to be able to spend that however they want. So if they want to buy a car, they can buy a car. If they want to buy, a Gucci bag or a fancy dinner, they can do all those sorts of things with through our platform.
So with your calculator as well, calculate the daily earnings you could generate from your photos and videos. So you've got, for example, number of followers of 1,000, pay-per-view price 5 pence to open a picture. And if that's one daily post, then you'd be earning $2. But say if you have, 1 million followers?
It's huge. It's huge. And with that calculator, so there's obviously a number of variables. Obviously, if you're posting more than once a day. But we kind of wanted to, we've made it so that it's converting between 1 to 8% of your following.
Yeah.
This will change as your pay to view price increases. So if you've got a pay to view price of $20 or $30 for a piece of content, obviously it's probably going to be less than 1% that you're converting, which will need to be factored in. But then as you go lower, the lower dollar, say it's 60 cents or 40 cents pay-to-view content, you're probably going to be converting a lot more of your following. It could be even more than 10% of your following. If it's such an arbitrary amount and such an easy amount for them to load their debit card up with.
Yeah, you guys have really smashed the barriers to entry.
We've smashed it. We've smashed them, Ethel. Yeah, and that was our key going
You
into
can
it.
thank my wife.
Yeah, Morgs gave us a lot of perspective because we were like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that with the wallet. He's like, nah. He said it needs to be so simple. He said remove the BSV stuff. He said just have that in a little settings menu because otherwise you're just confusing people. And it's so true. It's like, if you had 4 buttons on the screen saying, withdraw cash or upload cash and then withdraw BSV or send BSV, people be like, what?
2 buttons too many. Yeah.
Why is there four options? Like we're confused. So yeah, no, it was awesome to kind of have Morgs come in with a fresh set of eyes. Someone that hasn't been in the space for years, and just say, no, it needs to be as simple as this.
And I just want to reiterate how pleased I am that you're building an app that appeals to women. I mean, I know I've labored the point a bit, but so little of what's going on in crypto really is targeted for and going to really help women earn money and get ahead, as it were. And so I think it's really, really revolutionary. I really wish you luck with it. I hope you do really well.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Potential to do really well.
Yeah, you have to give us a follow on your only 13 followers on your Twitter page.
Casey, rubbing it in. We haven't we haven't been focusing on the Twitter side of it at the moment. But we'll kind of slowly build that up, and then as we release, we'll kind of reach out to a number of the key players.
Is it going to be like a staged release like with Clubhouse it was, or how are you planning on doing it?
Yeah, what's the launch?
So we've got
get referred,
So it won't be so much like you have to be referred, but we will begin with, we've got a group of VIPs we'll work with, we'll nurture them, we'll get them to kind of like try and break the app, and then we'll fix whatever we need to, and then we'll start pushing it out. And we've got a really cool referral program in that obviously, like as a creator, you're incentivized to bring more creators, but you're actually incentivized very strongly to bring in users because you can earn when they spend through the platform, whether it's with you or 100 different other creators. So, if you've got 100,000 followers, you're very much incentivized to bring on all of them, not just the creator guys. And, we think that that's sort of, some called it a multi-level marketing scheme the other day, which, it does have similarities. That's like a dirty word to me, but...
is it just one referral though?
It's not multi-levels of like people, like a tree or something.
That's true. It's not a tree.
It
is. It's just the one referrer. It's not like, someone that referred someone that's connected from 10 people or something is paid. Exactly. Yeah, it's the person that refers you, get you on board, and they, so.
And so what is the
thing that's really cool?
What is the passive revenue thing that occurs if you onboard people again? Did we talk about that real clearly? I don't remember like what it said. Like what is the actual income for the refer off of?
So they'll earn a percentage of what a creator earns, and then they'll also earn a percentage of what their user spends. And I think that's really cool because it's only possible through BSV. Somebody spending 10 cents with someone and then getting like a fraction of that is only possible through BSV, and the existing infrastructure, like the costs and the logistics to create something like that is just astronomical. So by using BSV, we're able to do some really cool things around incentivization. Not just those things, we've got some other stuff that's sort of in pipeline as well, but it's just why I find BSV so exciting.
And it's pretty cool as well. And you girls would probably realize it as well. There's different aspects of Bitcoin that just almost like incentivized collaboration. And with Lament itself through onboarding users, because you now receive a referral fee or a referral bonus based on who you onboard as a user, then you're more inclined to kind of collaborate with other creators and say, hey, check out this person's content. It's really cool. This is their LinkedIn profile. Yeah. This is their profile. Have a look at it. Click on this link. And then all of a sudden, you've referred 40,000, 50,000 of your followers to another creator's profile, but then you're earning because you referred them. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of collaboration, and I think the world's going to get blown away with what we release.
Yeah, and like just to add to that, what Dan's saying is, it's like for example, some of the competitors that we're seeing in the market, and we had a chat with the VC the other day. Sort of said, well, why are you different? And we tried to explain sort of why BSV was the tool, but they're launching, or they've got a few revenue streams per piece of content. We're launching with more, but with Lament, you could potentially have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, depending on how many followers you have, of revenue streams, and that is just like unheard of in terms of the current way that people are monetizing their content. It's advertising that's kind of very limited, and even the pay-to-view sites and some of the competitors like Patreon and stuff, it's still only a handful of ways that people can actually monetize their content or their information. And with Lament, I mean, as Dan was saying, like there's the potential to have tens of thousands of revenue streams through the one platform.
Which, let's face it, in this day and age is more important than ever, really.
I joined the legislation list. I hope you guys approve me. Awesome. So are you guys going to do anything with any kind of like algorithms or like, I mean, obviously that's a huge issue with most other social networking platforms as they grow and they try to, cater what shows on the front and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys aren't going to do anything malicious like a lot of the other social networking owners at this point, but I don't know from a development standpoint how that stuff works as the company scales. All I hope is that the front page doesn't look like a porn site, so I can like feel good about inviting people to it. I mean, that's the main reason I stopped doing a lot of that traffic driving.
100%, and that was important to us as well. So we'll be obviously that explore screen will have the leaderboard and the top creators as well. But then what we'll also integrate is the ability to view the content that you want to see. So you might say, all right, I want to see lifestyle, fitness, and then cooking content. And then all of a sudden your explore screen will just show creators from those aspects.
Presumably,
we know there's a lot of people.
Hashtag.
Well, we know in BSV there's a lot of people that are trying to capitalize on that, half-naked payment that they can get with these thumbnails and these pictures and stuff. So, like, if they just all of a sudden come over to this too and bomb you guys with it the way that some of the other ones have been, that could slow the growth. Is all I'm saying.
So to be able to post on Lament, you have to go through KYC. You can't just come over. Like for example, Casey, if you sign up today and you're like, all right, I want to start posting. Well, you can't until we've actually verified you as a user and verified the kind of content that you're going to be posting. So you can't post anything that's pornography, basically, as well as a whole bunch of other things that could be really offensive. You won't be able to do that. And I think that was one of the lessons that we took from Relica, in that anyone could post anything. There was no KYC, whereas we brought that into Lament so that, if you want to start earning, great. And it's a simple process, but you have to do it.
I like it. I like it. That seems like a good filter to me.
It's like you really learned from all the lessons from Relica and have fixed every issue.
Connecting identity, accountability, in one step, really.
Talking about that kind of accountability, one of the real pain points that a wife has felt over the years is having her work misappropriated. So she'll have makeup artists screenshot it and post it as their own work, or she'll have brands that will screenshot and say, oh, this is our work, blah, 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 and then not tag her or things like that. And having work on the blockchain and like the ownership irrefutable is really important and a very big sort of pain reliever for it's a pain reliever for a creator.
It's literally linked to your identity, your real world identity as well. So that is
Correct.
the belt and braces that we need, isn't it? Perhaps the NFT website should be taking a leaf out of your book.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it's exciting. We won't say too much, but we do have NFTs on the roadmap as well for Lament. And that's, again, going to blow the world away in terms of kind of how they work. And we feel like, as with most BSV apps, we're kind of showing the world how digital cash can work with what we're going to kind of introduced to Lament. It will be, showcasing to the world how NFTs actually work and how they should work. Because I think the NFT space at the moment, it's similar to the cryptocurrency space. Everyone's just creating all this nonsense, and at the end of the day,
it's like the ICO craze all over again, isn't it?
Exactly, Ruth. So we're pretty excited to kind of build out the next phase of Lament. With the NFTs and kind of then introduce to the world how NFTs should actually work, along with how digital cash works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I bring up another dirty word?
Yeah.
Tax.
BTC.
Tax.
This might be dirty. Yeah, taxation. So if you're a creator, is there a way to download, I guess, transactions?
From the wallet
for your taxation.
Yeah,
absolutely. Sorry, I'll go into this. So we'll be sending you monthly statements in terms of your earnings through the platform. So it'll be really easy. Like you can spend the money whenever you want, but in terms of being able to go to the tax man and say, hey, I earned $1 million, this week. We'll be sending that through as a monthly statement.
Would there be like a stats page then that will just give you like a pie chart of your income and expenditure per month on a monthly basis? Can you just like put that into the back end for the creator to see instantly anyway?
You're trying to get them to build a bank app.
Well, I know. I mean,
no, you're right, Diddy. Yeah, so it will be something similar to kind of a button that just says view all transactions, and then you'll see all the transactions that you've then earned on Lament, and it'll have your total earnings as well, and you'll be able to say like, all right, cool. Like when it comes to tax time, you'll be able to say, all right, cool. I earned say $23,000 on Lament this year. That was my.
And I'm assuming those transaction IDs will go through to what's on chain then, though, so you can actually.
It's all on what's on chain as well. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like. It'd be nice actually. Just like you go to a button and it just shows you monthly the breakdown in like a little pie chart, your income, your expenditure, and then here's all your transactions underneath. Yeah, that's just from my point of view. If you can't do it,
good.
If you can, though,
very good feedback.
Awesome.
It would be great if you did it end to end, because I felt like RelayX gave up at the point where they were trying to give you a log of your transactions and things. They stopped writing, and then it would have been nice if they'd have carried on. I guess they'll get there, but they're not there at the minute, are they?
Yeah, we'll try to introduce it to creators, because we know it's something that will ultimately come about as well. So look, our main focus at the moment is funding with a lot of these things. So we're launching MVP and obviously building out everything at the moment. But in the meantime, we're kind of pitching pretty hard to a number of VCs to secure funding, because we know through that it's going to just allow us to scale and just explode this. Because what we've already built with Relica, we've kind of got the points where, all right, we know this works. We've created almost like
that was the MVP
product for creators now, and it's exciting.
So are you doing like incentive packages for influencers, kind of like you were thinking about doing with Relica and stuff too? What's the plan with that?
Yeah. So initially we'll be testing with around 50 to 100 VIPs. And as part of the VIP program, some of the bonuses are 20%. What is it? 20% revenue share. Sorry, 80% revenue share for 12 months. An increase in your referral links. Sorry, not 80%. Sorry, it's 100%. So there's no fees. There's no fees for the VIPs. So they'll get no fees on the platform for 12 months.
Good grief.
Their referral link will, the referral fees will go up to 15%. And then also they'll be sent, Limit swag, whether it's t-shirts and all that stuff.
By the way, I would totally have my Relica shirt on right now if I were in the US, but I'm in Brazil and it's in my closet.
No excuse. You should have paid.
Like,
no
excuse. I have my shirt. Anyway,
we'll get some Limit shirts here anyway, Casey. But yeah, there'll be huge perks for becoming a VIP.
We'll
yeah. I'm like so eager to use it. I mean, I joined the wait list, and now I'm thinking about what kind of content would I want to create. I've never really.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, and that's kind of
yeah.
That's ultimately what we wanted the buzz we wanted to generate. Because ultimately on Relic, it's quite limited with what you can earn. Mm-hmm. Whereas now, if you kind of incorporate, the paywalls of 5 cents to $50, as well as just the ease of being able to introduce any of your followers to the platform, that makes the earning potential huge. And something else that we realized as well was with Relica, you couldn't view all the content until you signed up, and then that sign up process was quite timely. So with Laments, you'll be able to view the content right away. It's only until you start interacting with the content that will prompt you to sign up and create an account. But then that process will be around 30 seconds. So
wow. So you're really concentrating on giving things away up front,
which is amazing.
100%, 100%. Yeah, it was just going to be almost a barrier to entry of Casey, say you posted on your Instagram, check out this content, and then someone clicked the link, and then all of a sudden they're met with a splash page of sign up to this new app. It's like, well, hang on, I just want to see content. Let me see the content first.
Now you're annoyed.
You lose a lot of people that way.
My own mind if I want to sign up. So
this is all the stuff I was hearing with the feedback from people. I was trying to, perfect the onboarding process, and it was all these things was just too much, and I didn't. This is why I was like, okay, well, let me make an offer on just focused on onboarding, since it's so cumbersome. I can at least streamline that for people, and then all they have to deal with is focusing on adding the content. But you guys took all my job away. Like, this is amazing. Like, I love that. So
we made it super simple.
And you're not actually prompted to even create a profile until you try to purchase content or interact with the post. Brilliant. So the moment, like you can browse the free stuff, you can go, okay, so this is the kind of content that they're getting, and this is the post that I really want to see. All right, click on it, and then it goes, all right, sign up, add your wallet, and then complete the purchase. Similar to if you were purchasing something online, you're putting it in your shopping cart, and when you're ready to, finalize your purchase, then you put in your name and your email or whatever, and your credit card details to pay for the product or whatever you've purchased. So we tried to kind of keep it within what people are used to doing already, and then just apply it with BSV.
Wonderful. And if you could possibly make it so that people can create courses on there as well, I think that's a huge win, isn't it, for content creators these days? To be able to string a series of videos together under some kind of grouping.
Absolutely.
So there'll be video,
and that's exactly what we. Like Ruth, to further to your point, that's what Katie does. Like she does tutorials on her makeup and at the moment, all these YouTubers are doing it for free, or they're doing it for free on their Instagram, and they're getting paid, based on advertising, which is pretty arbitrary in terms of like your revenue. You get a fraction of what is actually, the value that you're bringing. And with this, it's just about taking ownership and taking control of how you actually are able to monetize and removing your reliance from some of the sort of big tech guys.
How big's the text box? How much text can you put in the text box? I mean, are we restricted to 142 characters?
No, we're lifting that as well, Diddy. It's
so you could like write an essay then, like a 19-page essay would go in there, okay? Or are we limited to like maybe just one A4 page?
It will be limited to around maybe like 500 or so characters.
Characters
characters. Characters, yeah. So we're kind of working on a few aspects at the moment, but. Yeah, I think at launch it'll be around 500 characters for the text within the.
Can you put external links in as well?
Yeah.
And our intention is to be able to, you could extend the text capabilities, but it's, if we did everything we want to do, we'd never launch. So we're launching, we're getting. Proof of concept, and then hopefully getting some revenue in that we can then use to build the business and attract some more investment.
I think the way it strikes me is what you've built is something that can generate exponential income. So it's like a virtuous circle, isn't it? The more work you do, the more work you put into it, the more you get out of it in a sort of an exponential fashion. So, which is not really the case for most other platforms at the minute, is it? It's very hit and miss, or maybe you've got to do a year's worth of work before you even get monetized or whatever. So I think, focus on that sort of aspect of it. Of really, there's no limits here to what you can earn. It's really down to what your imagination, your creativity,
Oh, so we haven't got a hard launch date just yet, because we know that there's going to be some testing and things that we need to do. So we're not quite sure what bugs we'll find. So we haven't set a hard launch date yet, but you can safely say we'll be in the market within the next 2 months. But further to your point, Ruth, as a comparison, I was watching an interview with YouTube's biggest earner from last year. So a guy called Mr. Beast, and he was trying to monetize his content through TikTok. He had something like 4 billion with a B views, and he made $14,000.
Oh, that's shit, isn't
it? So,
yeah.
The rest of it went to China. Doesn't China own TikTok?
Yeah, they do.
Straight to the CCP, maybe. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like how I manage that. Sorry, but if you extrapolated that across the mint and you had 5 cents for a view and you had 4 billion views, you're earning far more than $14,000.
I mean, we'd struggle to get the calculators to give us the number, really. Yeah. So, that's intense.
This is going to literally change so many people's lives. Like,
it's going to be
I'm so grateful to be here just to learn about it, be able to use and share it. Like, just like the feeling of, almost to tears, gratitude that I feel just to be able to tell people about it is like, oh, holy shit, I know so many people that have amazing content and they're just like, they're just feel too social media that they don't even like create. It's taken us into such a negative space within ourselves, the general feel of social networking platforms out there right now. A lot of people that have so much to give, they don't even put in the effort because it's like digital rape in a sense. With what you're saying there, it doesn't feel good. You don't leave there feeling like you just got, recognized and acknowledged for your value that you brought to the table. So
I think the worst thing I see is that they claim ownership of your actual content, and that is one of the worst things. As a creator, you've taken these beautiful images, you've done all this this work, especially with makeup artists. You stick that photo up on Instagram or Facebook, and they claim ownership of it, and that is the worst thing ever. You know,
and then they target you with ads.
Aggressive advertising,
psychological
onslaught
they've sold to their third-party advertisers. I think it's one of those things. It's not until you see the new model and see how it's supposed to be done that in say 5-10 years time, people will look back on Instagram and be like, Jesus, like, is that
how did they get away with that?
Like, exactly. How did they get away with that as their business model?
Yeah.
So
Yay, go you guys.
So I want to ask about Relica just slightly, because there's a pay to view option on Relica, but is that the way that I understand it works on Relica is you as the creator, so you can put pay to view, and then if somebody they know you, they want to pay to see your stuff, they click, and it's one amount, but you can't on Relica. Can you individually lock and pay per view individual photos? No, that's the difference. That's the massive difference.
Correct. And there were a few things that we did with the execution of pay to view within Relica that we kind of realized that we've done probably not the best, which is why we kind of transformed the entire pay to view function and how it works within Lament. So yeah, it's going to be pretty much totally revamped from what you see within Relica itself.
So just to be clear, is it photo and video on Lament?
Photo, video, text.
So
photo, video, text. Okay, so is there a limit to how long a video can be? Or
yeah, I was just going to ask that as well.
So we're building out video functionality at the moment, and we'll keep you posted.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. I'm imagining like 3 minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the moment, which is perfect for a video recipe. Now,
amazing. Because imagine now all of a sudden you post an amazing photo of an acai bowl that you've just made, and then you hide the text and you just say, details below, recipe details below.
Recipe below, absolutely perfect.
10 cents, 20 cents, whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, I want to see what like how you made that. So I think there's so many different aspects of earning and how you can generate revenue, like as a creator, that we're pretty excited. And it's just the beginning as well. Like we launched with 6 revenue streams for creators that will go to around 9 or 10 within 12 months. But then again, as you know, with Bitcoin, as soon as you can program money and incorporate smart contracts, it's pretty much endless as to what can be done. Even paid leaderboards with the top 100 earners are paid out simultaneously, every 24 hours. There's just multiple different kind of earning aspects that we can introduce to Lament.
It's exciting.
You're
working hard, aren't you?
Yeah.
Keeping your heads down.
Yeah.
You must let us know how we can help once you guys launch, because
we'll need testers.
I've signed up.
Testers from awesome. Sign up, because we'll get in contact with everyone kind of as we're launching MVP, whether it's as a creator or as a user on the platform. But that'll be exciting to test it with you guys.
There you go. We're selling advertising space on our videos.
We are. Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Whereabouts?
Well, you can be our first. Do you want to be our first customers? We'll sell advertising space on our videos.
Well, you guys could actually pop these videos up on Lament.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. Like, if we have, I was going to say, if you have multiple accounts, if you can't do multiple pay mails as a user, can you have like if I had meditation videos and then recipes and, Montessori training or something, like different topics, I might not want to put that under the same umbrella. And that is the course creator coming out in me. You know what I mean? But like,
You
Just
want
curious,
one as a
do you
person.
have any plans on making it to where we can kind of categorize what we are creating? Because people create more than one kind of topic content, you know?
Yeah, like separate business from personal stuff, basically. And it's like, you know.
Yeah. And again, that's something we'll eventually build out, you know, the multiple accounts. My brain all of a sudden just kind of goes, all right, so if another account is created, then do they get a second wallet? And if they get a second wallet, do they have to do KYC again?
Yeah. So you know, for example, I want a separate account. Casey wants one, maybe Ruth and Ethel. But actually, it'd be great if we could have a Women of BSV account. But obviously, that's a shared.
But it'd have to have one person.
You know, we're not off.
Well, I'm just saying, this is something that like all of your people have, you know, multiple things that they will do. So eventually people are going to want that feature.
100%. Yeah. And it's on our roadmap.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So look, I feel like we've got the wrong background here. It's like a stormy sky. So the sun has come out. This is
We've done it. We've done it with Bitcoin mainstream.
You have totally done it. I'm like so impressed, and I'm so excited for you both, and everyone else involved. Everybody give a big team hug from the BSV for all your hard work. I mean, I was wondering when you weren't responding when we missed our last meeting, and you know, I had talked to you on Twitter DM, so I thought, I wonder if everything's okay. They're not like dropping Relic or something, but this is like blowing my mind. So
yeah, I must apologize about that one. I forgotten about it, and then I think it was at like 3 a.m. or something our time. So
Easter morning.
Yeah. Oh, are you guys heading to Dubai?
We are. We've been asked to present in Dubai, which is exciting as well.
Cool.
Amazing. Cool.
So always make sure that in the crowd so that I don't feel so silly pitching to, you know, a handful of people. Bring everybody in.
Well, next year we'll be in London, and then we'll have to meet up when you're in. I think Queen Geek's coming to London next year, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, right. Okay.
Who's coming to Dubai?
Still a long way, but
out of you guys,
I don't think we are we?
Virtually. Virtually, and we might do a live stream while the event's on. Maybe not. So what day are you presenting? Do you know?
We don't know yet. Yeah. So there's two. There's the presentation for Lament, and then there's a panel discussion on social media, on blockchain. So yeah. Well, it's disappointing that we can't meet in person, but that's all right. It'll happen one day.
It's a tricky place to get to right now, Dubai. I mean, well, they're all pretty tricky, but yeah.
And that's the thing. I want to go. I don't want to take I want to go, but I don't want to take my baby there. So I'm still breastfeeding, so I can't be away from her for that long. But I was thinking about that would be a good time to possibly wean her if I really wanted to go. Maybe just take off for a few days and So anyways, I'm still thinking about it. I really want to go. It's really just money and the baby thing. But I could do it, but
Sorry, before we wrap up, what are you doing at the moment? I've been meaning to kind of reach out because I saw that you're working with Ryan X Charles.
Yeah, so like we talked about, you know, I was like really upset because I was taking my Take Your Brand to the Blockchain offer to a lot of like really legit spiritual minded, like conscious influencers, and I did not feel comfortable showing them Streamanity and Relica anymore because the whole front pages looked like porn sites. It was embarrassing, and I was getting really bad feedback from people. So Ryan, he was leaving San Francisco and wanted to, you know, get out of California, and he's originally from St. Louis, where I live. So he was coming in town anyway to see family, and I was like, yeah, let's get together while you're here. And while we were hanging out and talking, he was talking about the tech that he wants to build, which is, you know, so much better to onboard somebody to outside of all those other platforms for all the different reasons we're all conscious of in this space. So I kind of pivoted and was like, yeah, I'll work, you know, to market what you're building instead of onboarding people to all these other platforms, since they're kind of rogue right now to me. So he's still head down coding and building it's going to be an amazing competitor to a lot of things that are going on out here. And there is, video feature in there, but it's really like not even similar to what you guys are doing. It'll flow for a user a lot different, but it does have video monetization built in. So I'm just in limbo. I'm just waiting for that to be launched, so I have something to share with influencers again. I mean, I wanted to keep going, and obviously, when Women of BSV was going to, help me onboard people to that. So we're still here to, help co-create with people and developers like yourselves that are actually creating such amazing products that don't have all of the negativity and like bad energy attached to it. So I'm here. I'm available to help, and I still want to, co-create with you guys. I absolutely love the new flow that you're going into. The new direction sounds amazing. And like I said, the fact that you are launching this from a place of there's plenty to go around for everybody. We don't need a nickel and dime every single action the user takes, and just let's get them in first and foremost is like really beautiful to me. I really like that. I'm really grateful to that too for the the real underdog out there, the real poor people that are going to literally have absolutely life transformational experiences just from one platform, and they have so much value to give all over the world. There's so many amazing people. And so there's a song, Dear Alcohol by Dax, DAX, that I've listened to. He just did a TikTok open verse challenge, and he let all these random people from around the world create their own rap for the verse, and then he was doing the chorus. But it was like 17 or 18 people, and they were like fucking amazing. I was like, oh my God, every single one of these people could be an A-list music person. And these are just random people from around the world that answered a TikTok challenge. So
I'm
I
so
can't
glad
even
you listened to that, Dax.
He's so cute. I love
Dax. I've been following him for years.
He's got a video called Dear God. Go listen to his video. It was so good.
Yeah. Me and Yosei are big Dax fans, to be fair.
Yeah.
You want to hear Yosei's next track.
I just found him recently.
Seriously, you want to hear it. It's epic. It's called Genesis.
Well, let me help as much as I can. I mean, I really am proud of you. I just can't say that enough right now. So
thanks, Casey. It means a lot. Yeah, we've been working pretty hard on this. And yeah, it's exciting because literally even if you're not a creator, there's so many opportunities. Like even if you go out there and then kind of pitch the concept to other creators with your referral code, and they see how easy it is to kind of onboard their following and then onboard themselves onto the platform. Like we can see people literally creating a business of their own of hustling creators from around the world to get them onto the platform itself. Because there's huge incentives.
That could be a business in itself, yeah.
Yeah.
As a single mother, this is what I was trying to do, was just onboard people so I could create that passive income and then be a creator. Because I didn't know what I wanted to create yet. I have content I could create and put out there, but I was just focused on, as a digital marketer, I want the passive income more than the residual passive income more than I want to create content right now. So this gives everybody the ability to do both. It's obviously getting dark outside, so I need to turn on a light. But
you're fading into the background.
I know. Anyways, I think we're going to close out anyways.
Yeah. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Daniel. You're rock stars. We're very excited.
Yeah. Great to meet you, Morgan. Tell your wife thank you for all of her contributions to this too. Please give her a big hug for us.
Oh, yes.
And thanks, Ethel. Yeah, thank you. Bye, guys.
Nice to meet you guys.